Hi, I'm Dr. O'Brien, Elle O'Brien from the School of Information. Here's my pitch. So lots of labs are interested in getting involved in machine learning and data science as tools or methods for basic science research or translational medicine. There's so much enthusiasm, and it's really cool, except I have a few concerns because even the most well-funded organizations have difficulty making data science really work. So from the Netflix data science team, here's a quote: "From experience, we know that much of the pain related to operating modern machine learning infrastructure is caused by the complexity of large-scale distributed systems." So complexity, we've got lots of people involved, working on the system. We've also got huge data sets with specialized storage needs, specialized computing hardware needs, and an enormous parameter space to explore. So tech companies have a bit of a leg up on dealing with complexity because they're used to it. So in your typical tech company, there's a constant tug of war between teams that make cool new features and the folks whose job it is to keep everything running without interruption. And practices like version control and frequent code testing have sprung up as an answer. And collectively, these approaches and conventions around managing the complexity of having an evolving product is called the DevOps movement. Now, when we look at labs, which in my experience are like software companies in that they write a ton of software and they do publish, they productionize something, which is a paper, these practices are often missing. So my experience comes from biomedical neuroscience research, so maybe it's different elsewhere, but in my experience, we don't have a culture of using version control. So for example, everybody emails their code to one another instead of doing Git versioning, or there's not a lot of code portability. That code will work on my laptop, but not necessarily my lab mates. And then all this gets much harder when we've got data sets that won't fit on anybody else's laptop. So this can be okay for some labs. It's not like a universal problem, but I do think it's going to be really hard for your average research group to start using data science without some of these practices or conventions in place. So my question is, how do we help labs develop the infrastructure it takes to use state-of-the-art machine learning and big data approaches? I'm in the planning stages for some qualitative research about the factors that enable some research groups to start using data science as part of their workflows. So I think we have to do some case studies about successful labs using data science as part of their meaningful workflows that will help us generate hypotheses and learn how to ask the right questions, which we can then begin to address at scale. And the ultimate goal of my work is to help scientific researchers have stronger computational infrastructure so we can improve the reproducibility of science generally, but also help them take advantage of the most powerful tools available to them if they so choose. Now, if you're interested in helping me plan for my grant proposal, then I would love to talk to you. Thanks very much.